Evelyn, so what sort of paranormal activity do you investigate in the series?
We cover quite a lot of things, actually. It's not just your usual stuff like ghosts or poltergeists. We also look at witches. We look at mythological creatures, which is quite unusual for these sorts of shows. Every single episode is really different. It's a big variety of paranormal phenomena.
And why do you think Scotland is the most haunted country in the world?
Well, I mean, when you look at it per capita for the size of the country and the level of phenomena that's happening, it's incredible. And to me, you know, Scotland is one of the oldest nations. It's also incredibly culturally diverse. And throughout history, we've had lots of different belief systems integrated here. But more than that, you've also got a lot of trauma that's happened in Scotland. You've got, you know, years of genocide, oppression, wars, social cleansing, and some just really horrific crimes being committed here. So when you look at all of that trauma, and then you look at paranormal activity, it kind of starts to make sense as to, you know, why so many people report having paranormal experiences in Scotland.
So what sort of paranormal activity have you seen then? Could you describe some of the instances?
I mean, you know, some of the stuff that we had happen on the show included really strong and bizarre audio phenomena where you have two kinds. You have, you know, phenomena that's kind of captured that we don't hear as people, and then when it's played back, there are voices or responses to things. And then you have direct voice phenomena, which is when something happens and everybody hears it, including, you know, the crew or the sound guy. And, you know, we've also had you know, strange things happen that are a bit more common, like sudden plummets in temperature, fluctuations in electrical readings, equipment dying, you know, things that have got multiple battery packs. There's a person whose job it is just to look after that equipment suddenly dying. You know, just noises, even full-blown screams in a couple of episodes. Just, yeah, really, really bizarre stuff.
Well, bizarre, and it sounds utterly terrifying as well. I mean, serious question here, but do you find it frightening to witness stuff like that?
I mean, I don't scare easily, but you know, I think especially for Gail Porter, she was really afraid in a couple of episodes. And what was more alarming for me was the crew being scared. There's guys who've worked television for years. You know, they've done dozens of these programs. You know, they've worked on lots of different projects, and some of them were genuinely afraid. There was points where guys who were, you know, in their 50s had to stop.
I'm not surprised. Can anybody engage with paranormal activity, or do you think people should leave it to the professionals, Evelyn?
Well, I'm glad that people are interested in, you know, their own history and culture, and I'd always encourage people to dig into that. But there is a problem with ethics in the paranormal where you have, you know, kind of ghost hunters on YouTube, things like that, you know, potentially breaking into places, and they're also risking their own safety, because if it's really dilapidated, it can be really dangerous, you know, and it's, yeah, it's, I'm glad people are interested, but you should be careful.
Okay, be very careful, absolutely. Fascinating to talk to you. Thanks so much for joining us.